side. He's going to try to toxic me, but he completely forgot about the magic bounce on Mega Diancie. Poor bad guy. And yeah, that's why he is going to toxic himself. Hello guys and welcome back to yet another video on this channel Pion Tragisch with me, disrespectful aka Benjamin. And we are heading towards Matchday 3 in the NPBA Season 4. And we have to play against Lake Seadra, led by BadGuyCam. And he is also recording, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I had a pretty rough start, so did he. I think both of us are at 0-2 at the moment. And so we are both trying to get our first win. And this shall be our opportunity to take this the win home, and I'm sure he is going to do whatever it takes to do the same, but we will see. Let's jump straight into the team overview. And these 6 months I have prepared. As you can see, there are some months changed since last week. I made some free transactions, and yeah, if I remember it, I could blend the graphic in. Otherwise, you will just see in the upcoming weeks which Pokemon are new. Some of them are in this team though, since as you may be able to see, there are 3 new faces like Guzzlord, Arcanine, and Pelsant. But let's start with Diancie Mega. This time I'm going to bring Diancie Mega with an interesting EV spread, full HP and full speed. I want to outspeed things, but I also want to tank things. And the base HP of Mega Diancie is really poor, but the defenses are really high. Therefore, if you put a lot of points into HP, it becomes quite tanky. And so it can be a switch in for stuff like the Obstagoon, and also for stuff like Sylveon or like Moltres. So it could do a lot of things. And it has Diamond Storm and Moonblast, so 2 steps. Diamond Storm hits really nicely against stuff like the Moltres, and also the Thunderous T. And Moonblast is for stuff, for the other stuff, like I said, like Obstagoon, Stealth Rock and Heaval. Heaval is just to support the team, and Stealth Rocks as well. Then we have Guzzlord with the Assault Vest. It's our dedicated special Mew check. If it's going to run physical, then of course Guzzlord isn't that valuable anymore. We have to watch out for Dazzling Gleam though, but with a lot of this investment, we're going to tank a lot. Also, we can switch him into Moltres again. It's our best Thunderous T switch in, if it does not have Focus Blast, and it's our Inteleon switch in this week. So if Inteleon is going to come, then Guzzlord has to do overwork. Since we have a lot of other checks for Moltres and stuff, maybe Guzzlord is going to be more of the Inteleon check, but we will see about that. We have Knock Off at our stab move. We have Drain Punch for stuff like the Mega Aggron, prevents from letting it come in. We have Facade if we are going to get burned and can't heal it off. And we have Stone Edge for stuff like the Moltres. Then we have Staraptor with Heavy Duty Boots and Intimidate. Only 1 attacking move with Brave Bird, but enough attack to be a threat towards Kommo or Meganium. Also, we are able to switch into the rocks setters of the enemy team. Like I said, Kommo is a potential rock setter, and also the Mega Aggron and the Mudsdale. So or the Ariados is also Toxic Spikes setter, and since we are flying type, we have a good matchup against a lot of those mons. We have Toxic for the mons that we can't really handle with Brave Bird, and we have U-turn to Momentum out and Defog. Then we have Arcanine. Arcanine is kind of mixed offensive, like mixed in that sense that it's offensive and defensive, not that it's physical and special attacking. We have physical attack investment with Flare Blitz and Play Rough. We're going to deal a lot of damage. I was struggling to decide whether or not I play Flamethrower over Flare Blitz or Fire Blast over Flare Blitz or Burn Up, because special fire attacks would hit the Mega Aggron harder, and Arcanine is kind of the Mega Aggron switch in. But in the end I decided against it, just because Flare Blitz looks better against the rest of the team, and I wanted to have Play Rough with more power so we can prevent Kommo from switching in. Then we have Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp is the mind check to cripple monsters like Kommo or Mega Aggron or other physical monsters like Matchday from coming in. And we have Morning Sun. So we're running double intermediate. Then we have Scizor as a pivot with the Ochre Berry, just in case Mew decides to run a fire move, for example. Also like Fire Punch on Obstagoon or whatever, or on Aggron. There are a lot of opportunities for fire courage in the enemy team. Then we have Roost, Bullet Punch, and Toxic. Toxic again because we want to break through the enemy core somehow. And last but not least, we have our breaker this time. It's going to be Palossand with the choice specs. I hope he's not expecting that. We have Earth Power, Shadow Ball, Giga Drain, and Trick. Trick just to cripple stuff, but Earth Power and Shadow Ball as our main steps. Especially Shadow Ball looks really juicy. If he doesn't bring Obstagoon, then there is not a single really switch in, besides Kommo maybe. But Earth Power also looks really nice. And yeah, with Specs Shadow Ball we have the potential to 2-hit Mega Aggron or 1-hit the Mew. So yeah, we can scare or KO a lot of stuff he may not be prepared for, but we will see about that and jump into the game real quick. See ya! So we are in the battle now against BadGuyCam, but as you can see it's a replay. That's due to me trying to focus more on the battle. If I'm feeling more comfortable, then I'm going to switch into live battles again. But it was my first time with this team and I wanted to perform as well as possible. Also, there was a lot of background noise going on while we had our fight. So I decided on recording it afterwards. And yeah, so this is what he brought against me. He brought the Moltres, the Aggron, Thundurus T, Sylveon, Inteleon, and Mew. So a lot of offensive threats and a defensive core of Moltres, Aggron, and Sylveon. What he did not bring was the, like I said, the Kommo. So this was nice for stuff like the Arcanine or the Palossand, so it can click Shadow Ball even more freely. And yeah, let's find out how we fared against BadGuyCam. As for the lead, I was struggling because there was a lot of potential leads in the enemy team. Aggron with rocks, Mew as a suicide lead is for just as a offensive hazard setter. Then we have Inteleon, which puts a lot of pressure against all of my mons and can pivot out most of the time. And Thundurus T can do the same thing. But in the end, I thought he's most likely going to lead with Inteleon, just because Inteleon can click U-turn freely against almost all of my mons, and it can also threaten a lot of KOs against my potential rock setters with Mega Diancie and Palossand. And if he's going to predict that, then he's mostly going to start with Inteleon. That's why I started with Guzzlord, as it's our Inteleon check, and it paid off because he really started with Inteleon. He's now going to switch out with U-turn, and I can see that he is not physical invested, but life orb, which could be quite troublesome because it's not we don't have the advantage of it being locked. I go straight for the knock because knock is free. And this time he's going to switch around into Aggron, expecting the heavy slam, but I double into Arcanine. And now I knew he's going to switch into Moltres, since Moltres was the best switch into Arcanine. So I punished that with a Diancie double, and now we are going, he's going into his Sylveon, but we have the momentum at our side, and therefore we were able to put out the rocks and get the Mega off. Here I'm going for the Diamond Storm. As you can see, it does a lot of damage because the Sylveon is special defensive and Diamond Storm hits on the physical side. He's going to try to Toxic me, but he completely forgot about the Magic Bounce on Mega Diancie. Poor bad guy. And yeah, that's why he is going to Toxic himself, and yeah, Snatch now it claims a kill. Now he goes into the Aggron, and I'm going to switch out into Arcanine again, but he is going for the Thunder Wave, which is really interesting. I mean, of course he knew that I'm going to switch out with Mega Diancie, since I don't want to get Heavy Slammed or Earthquake, but it was really risky since I had a Palossand and he didn't know if what kind of Palossand I am, and going for the Thunder Wave on Palossand would have been not doing anything. But in the end he punished my Arcanine switch, so well played. And now I'm going to go out into Palossand, he goes into Moltres, and I think that's fine for me, since Moltres really can't do that much of damage against my Palossand, especially as it's boots. So I predicted it's going to be the Defogger, more defensive anyway. And I'm going to click Shadow Ball here because there's not a single Shadow Ball switch in this team. He's going to U-turn out and goes back into Aggron Mega, expecting a little Stone Edge or something. And yeah, as you can see, Shadow Ball does 51 to a fucking Mega Aggron, and yeah, it's free as fuck. Palossand doing its work. Can't prevent the defog though, which is going to be annoying, but Shadow Ball claims its kill, and Moltres is gone as well. So we successfully broke through the defensive core. Aggron is only on 37%, and now our offense should be able to do some work. Inteleon comes back in. I go into Arcanine expecting an Ice Beam, but he's going straight for the Scald. So the mix up onto of the switch and didn't pay out as at all. We lost Arcanine, but now I go into Staraptor, bluffing that could be Scarf. Going to click U-turn here, expecting a switch out, and so I can get in Palossand one more time. I'm going to click Shadow Ball again because there's not a single one who wants to switch in, and Inteleon comes back in, and now it became kind of a second game or predicting game, because Inteleon puts a lot of pressure onto me and Guzzlord is my only potential switch in. Yeah, speaking of the devil, I go into Guzzlord, he clicks Scald, I get 58% damage, and he U-turns out afterwards. So he chips himself away with the Life Orb, and here I was expecting to kill the Mew, but switching in, but the knockoff only did 95, and now Mew gets a +2, and therefore I have to sack my Guzzlord, and yeah, Guzzlord gone. Now Diancie has to switch in, and since we are faster than this Mew, we can go for Moonblast and kill it. Now Inteleon comes back in, and yet now it's the problem that I don't have a switch at all. He's going to click Scald, and as you can see, it does a lot of damage to Scizor. I somehow managed to live though, only problem being that I only have Bullet Punch. I predict the switch out though, and go for the U-turn, and get my Diancie Mega back in, and at this point I can't risk the Thunderous T to set up, because +2 Thunderous T would be able to KO all of my mons, and I don't have anything. Yeah, I only had Diancie. Therefore, I'm going to attack straight away with Diamond Storm and get my boost. And now Inteleon comes back in, and yeah, I have to sack my Mega Diancie here. I don't really have anything that can switch in. and my scissor is the win con. So if this Intellion is going low through life orb or whatever, I can bullet punch for a guaranteed win. That's why I didn't go into the scissor on the Scald. And yeah, Staraptor, I thought that we could live the Scald of a life orb and then we can kill it. But as we can see, he had the Ice Beam all along. Which is typical on a life orb set, but he didn't review it until yet, and that's why my Staraptor dies as well. But as I said, it's fine because Bullet Punch kills after the life orb chip, and we win our battle 2-0. And in the end, it was really close, Intellion putting a lot of pressure onto us. But I'm really glad we got to handle the defensive core of BadGuyCam so well, and Palosan did an overwork. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. GG to Cam, and yeah, bye bye.